All right, folks, welcome to Nino's Corner.tv. I'm back with the guy that's going viral right now all over the place, Jonathan Otto for the MedBed hack.
Oh yeah.
I take some credit for it too. I mean,
Oh dude,
I kind of helped you on that, but
you totally did.
it's a legit thing, dude. It's an amazing device. The PEMF mat and the red light together, you sandwich it, folks, and it's doing amazing things, amazing health benefits. Jonathan, thank you.
Oh dude, you're welcome, and I appreciate you. We're finding studies that are blockbusters that are showing the combination of those therapies and how they're working for all kinds of conditions. So a lot of people watching this that are either suffering with something, they've got something in their family, and it is the answer. And it's weird for something to kind of be the answer for so many different things, but it just is. And that's why it's in nature. That's why we see, trees thrive.
And why they're so busy on trying to block the sun from
Oh, yes,
humanity right now.
exactly.
You know what I mean? Seriously. I mean, that this is, look, obviously you go out every day, you see planes playing tic-tac-toe in the sky, and then the next thing you know, you got a gray haze over the sky, and it's just, it's blocking the sun. What better way to add that, the supplementation of the sun's rays into your life by having this device in your home. I have it
Yeah.
next to my bed. I've said that many times. It's next to my bed. I have a whole PMF mat and the red light on top of it right next to my bed.
Yes, exactly. And you're such a good example of somebody that's using this the way that it's meant to be used and using it at the frequency you're meant to use it. And I think that's really motivating for your audience to realize, okay, yeah, I could do this too. And you could just start changing your life. And I'll show you guys some illustrations of really what this like looks like to make this real, because the science is fascinating. And for people that have followed us and been looking at what we've been documenting for some time now, they've seen that we've educated on light therapies and how they work, and we've been doing more education on pulsed magnetic fields, like with the PMF. And there's certain conditions that are actually working better for one versus the other. Like PMF is better for insomnia, and red light is better for chronic thyroid disease.
You're not sharing the screen yet, right?
No, no, yeah, I'll share it now.
I'm just gonna show real quick my device at home so people can see that I'm not making this up. This is what I've done, and I'm proud of myself. There it
Oh
is.
yeah,
There it is
I
right
love
there.
it.
So that's what I sit on, folks. I sit under that sometimes twice a day. Right now it's been very hectic for me because my father's in the hospital, but in ICU, so I'm going back and forth, and I've probably just used it twice in the last week, but I still feel very good. Just because everything's been so hectic, but I still got to tell myself to stop, slow down, and use these devices, because I don't think there's anything better than this, Jonathan. But here it is right here, folks. So
Wow.
I'm not making this up. This is my device at home, or two devices that I got separately, and just did the sandwich effect and made this possible. So thank you.
Wow. Oh, awesome. And then, yeah, as you can see, you've over like a couch that he has there in the home, and so it's how you could do it. You could put it on your bed, you could put it on your couch, and what's fascinating, David, is that you would actually, if you stopped doing it for a few weeks, you wouldn't really notice much difference, because I could show you the studies showing that even for a full 6 months, you you'll see the improvements last.
Wow.
So that's
They last.
fascinating.
Okay, so me just maintaining it right now, twice a week with while my father's in the hospital, I'm just running like a chicken with his head cut off,
You're
going everywhere.
fine.
So like, yeah, I just try to squeeze in 15 minutes here, 10 minutes there.
Yes, yeah, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what to do. And then,
It feels like a tanning bed, to be quite honest. I meditate. I put on some meditation music, and I just try to like zone out and think positive affirmations, positive thoughts, and I just meditate under this
yes,
device.
exactly. Yeah, it's awesome, man. It's absolutely awesome. And I'll just prove what I'm saying there with the intervals of the time, because that's kind of shocking, and it's different for different conditions for how long the changes will last. But I'll show you an example here. Oh yeah, that I just mentioned as well that PEMF was most proven for insomnia. This was 69.7% of PEMF participants no longer had clinically significant insomnia by the end of treatment. sleep
No,
scores.
no insomnia.
Yeah, yeah.
I am
So,
sleeping a lot better. I used to wake up three, four, sometimes five times a night. I'm still waking up, probably once a night, but it's not like it was, man.
yeah,
That's just an
yeah.
overactive mind, though.
It could be exactly, and then hence why you're looking into the meditation side and prayer and or whatever it is that will calm you and give you confidence and trust. Because your parents, what they're going through, all these things, then need other
Oh,
things that
I'm in the trenches right now. I'm in the absolute. I'm getting grenades launched at me every second.
Yeah, well, you're a
Yeah.
good son and you're a good example for fulfilling the commandment, honor your mother and father. You truly, you know,
That's
you
more
know,
than that, dude. They're anyway. That's another whole. Let's just yeah.
yeah,
I don't want to break
yeah.
down here, so let's just keep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
beautiful there, bro. No, and thank you, thank you. But I just want to thank you and acknowledge you, because that's exactly like everyone. I know they're inspired by you and how much you love your parents, how much you show up for them, and I just want to acknowledge you.
Thank you.
This was yeah, welcome, brother, 100%. I wanted to show like a couple here, and sorry for giving you nausea by just ducking around here, but there is the research showing this was on fibromyalgia, but this was 12 weeks that it lasted for after the treatment, which is only 3 weeks, right? So they'd only been on it 3 weeks, but it lasted 12 weeks. And so this
Wow.
was reduced fatigue, better physical function, improved mood compared to those who received a fake treatment. I'll show you the one on knee pain with osteoarthritis. This one was showing
But
specific.
is this just the red light, or it's just one or the other, right? You're not. We're not.
Well,
We're not talking about the whole sandwich therapy here, are we?
no, there's only
I mean,
there's one
imagine the benefits with both at the same time.
exactly.
That's insane.
I know, right? It's amazing, and because you're going with what God made, hence why you lie down on the ground and you get the grounding of the earth and you get the sunlight. You're going with God's medbed. That is God's medbed, and now this is God's medbed in that it's amplifying that. And I'll show you the differences between what you see in nature. But this was an example here, and again, yeah, you're right. These are singular. This is just what you just saw. Then was just PEMF. And now this and red light and the insomnia study was just PMF. Red light is incredible for insomnia as well. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how these therapies mirror each other and both work for the same condition, and then give you an understanding that this does work across the board. And no matter what you're dealing with, it's going to help you because you've got mitochondria. So therefore, you need light and PMF for the mitochondria. So don't get so committed to your diagnosis that you're waiting and needing everything to be for that specific condition, even though there in almost all cases are studies for that specific condition you have, but you just deal with your health. But here's an example here. This was the 1 to 30 hertz range with the frequency range for PMF, which you choose your frequency. This was just 9 sessions and they're 1 hour each, and this was for arthritis of the knee and pain. This was continuing for up to 6 months. And see, look at that. Like the patients who received PMF treatment saw a significant drop in pain within 1, 3, and 6 months, and the pain relief continued for up to 6 months without any side effects. So we are talking like the concept of a medbed is about rapid healing, but it's about lasting healing as well, and making a change versus like a medication that you take and then it wears off. And I'll show you that with chronic pain as well in a study with 400 people, and then these are the types of things you really want to understand. This one here is an example with myopia in children. So this is eye worsening, and this is nearsightedness. This was a whopping 6,400 children over 41 clinical trials. Red light was the #1 most effective treatment for slowing eye growth and vision worsening for children, and it was working
Most
through improving
effective
blood flow.
treatment, huh? Wow.
Yeah, improving blood
That's
flow in the
pretty,
eye.
I've been doing what you've been telling me. I've been opening up my eyes. I haven't been using my glasses as much.
Wow. Yeah, cool.
I have noticed a difference in my eyesight, so I can attest to that. That's a true
Yeah,
testimony.
great.
I
That's so
don't know
great.
how much, but I know it's clear. Like I used to not, for a while there, I couldn't even look at a check or a check coming in at the table for dinner, and I'd be looking at it and I'd be like, damn it, I need the glasses, or I need to put a flashlight on the receipt or whatever. Man, now no, I can just read it. So it's pretty crazy.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, yeah. I'm so glad to hear that. That's the first time you told me that. I knew that you would get that result. I'm excited to hear that. That's really, really awesome. So improved blood flow in the eye, reduced strain and inflammation, help the eyeball, prevent the eyeball from elongating too quickly. So this is like a classic example of if you have children, if you have grandchildren, if you make these really good choices to, build this med bed in your home, this med bed hack, then look at the benefits of the people around you and how it improves their lives. And it's not that it's like, here's the device or the supplement for your eyesight. Here's the supplement for your knee pain. Here's the supplement for your liver function. This is, the Lord of the Rings proverbial one ring to rule them all. And so we're using a therapy that's tapping into this immense ability for the body to heal itself. And we're hitting these two conditions at the same time. So this is red light now. So we're going to go, and then I'm going to start going, okay, let's go PMF, and then let's go red light for the same condition. And let's look at how they are mirroring each other in the results, but both of them are working in different ways, but they're both working with the mitochondria. Both of them are mirroring what we see in nature. So this new study from 2025 showed that in combination with selenium and vitamin D, the Hashimoto's thyroiditis women went to have an enlarged thyroid to a normal sized thyroid. 96% of them achieved that result in 12 months. And that's the study. It was
Which
97.
equates to weight loss.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. See, look at that. Right. So weight loss and reductions in body mass index, waist to hip circumference, waist to hip ratio, thyroid stimulating hormone, all of those were improved. And that was the red light and the non-red light group were dramatically different. And it was only twice weekly for 3 weeks in that study, which is, wow, that's crazy. That's weird. 98 women, 2 groups, photobiomodulation group 2, supplements only. They're using near infrared, 200 milliwatts of power, the same as ours. 205 is what ours is. And 20 seconds per joint, twice weekly for 3 weeks. It's amazing. So this was such a short study, and what an incredible result, because they do these follow-ups way later, and they're like, wow, you've maintained this result. You're no longer needing this medication. You've gone from an enlarged thyroid to a normal thyroid. This is awesome. So sorry for so many different slides here, but this is an example here of using the sunlight and enhancing it. And you're getting up to 40 times the strength of the sunlight. So that's
no radiation.
No.
That's very important. Last time you showed on I think it was a little Geiger counter or whatever you had there.
Yeah.
EMF or what is it? A little
an EMF
whatever. It
meter.
detects radiation.
Yeah.
And it showed there was no radiation coming from these devices, folks. So they're completely healthy.
Exactly.
You get more from your phone. Your phone is what's unhealthy. So combat that with these devices.
So true. Yep. Yeah. PEMF is the most proven to balance electromagnetic frequencies. So the negative EMFs are balanced by PEMF. So you kind of see it in the name. It's normalizing all of that, which is awesome. And so you're dealing with way different strengths here. You 40 times the strength, but it's not the blue, it's not the UVB, and some of this parts of the sun that arguably can cause some issues for people, but you're getting the healing parts of the sun, the red, the near infrared, and then so you can see how sunlight works. It's penetrating. The different colors will penetrate different depths into the plant, to the leaf, and inside the leaf. And so then you see with the illustrations like this, you got a plant, it's got the roots on the bottom, the leaves up the top, and it's intaking the nutrients from the bottom and using the pulse Earth's magnetic field. That's the carrier for the nutrients. It's the way that the roots are carrying that signal and transporting the nutrients. And then the light from the leaves is what's intaking. The light is then penetrating the leaves and producing energy, and that process is called photosynthesis. So you've got both therapies happening at once in nature, and this is the reason why plants grow and thrive, and people disconnected from this field are having the negative aspects of that. And so yeah, here we go. We got studies here. This was on head and neck, big
And you have
C word.
testimonials as well, correct? I mean, a lot of people I know I'm getting emails of people that say they love this device.
Wow,
I
yeah,
personally get the emails, so I know that people do. And, I don't peddle anything on here, folks, that I don't use. You saw that
yeah.
I use it. I put it out there. I use this device.
That's awesome. Yeah, my friends, mutual friends, flyover conservatives, they said of every guest that we've had on, and they have a lot of doctors on their show, by far we've had the most amount of people get tremendous success and turnarounds in their conditions and reversals of conditions from you, far more than any other guest that
Wow.
we've ever had on. Yeah, it's
Really?
pretty reward. Yeah, it's really cool. And I said, yeah, like it's really rewarding, but I also feel a little bit like I'm showing up to a street race with a Formula One car, and they've got, I don't know, it's
That's a
just
good
kind
way
of
to put it.
yeah. I'm trying to give like what car would be a good comparison? Maybe, a good Japanese like Skyliner or something, or I don't know, like a Tesla. But I've got a Formula One. It's gonna be faster, and so it's kind of not fair. And the other cool thing is the devices that we have here, David, the one that you have in your home, the one that's behind me here. This is what major clinics are now using, like the Hope for Big C Word
Right,
Center
right, right. Yep.
in Tijuana and Cancun. Uh, Dr. Tony Jimenez, 30 years experience in integrative oncology. He recommends like what I've written and published on the Big C, like a new book I've got coming out, as being an essential tool, and it's a lifesaver, is what he gave us his recommendation. The material I'm releasing, but he's bringing our devices into his clinic to be the devices that his patients use, and getting his patients to then use those devices in their homes for their treatment in this life-threatening terminal quote unquote condition that people are getting. Just, so
It's
because
incredible.
yeah, it's really cool, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so pleased with this device, and I really suggest people give yourself a chance, give health a chance. Me, I had to quit drinking. I had to take away the things that were hurting my health at first, but now I'm supplementing and adding things that will contribute and give to a healthier life for me. So that's what I'm doing. At first, it was all about quitting the bad habits. I would suggest anybody do the same. Quit the vices, whatever vices you may have, and then supplement the good things in your life. I mean, why not? Only have one life to live. Give yourself the gift of health, man.
Well, I love that, man. And what a beautiful message. Yeah. David has quite a knack for you've got quite a knack for inspiring people, and you're a real living case study of somebody that went through a lot, had a lot of trauma and things that you were able to channel, and addictive behaviors that you're able to solve and heal, and things that we've had a lot of personal conversations, but I'm personally very inspired by you, and I appreciate you like kind of showing people that there is a way to health and healing. And yeah, so you asked for results, and so I'll share this, and I'll share a couple of like really amazing results that just come through in recent times. But this is an example of how it's normalizing, and whether it's this condition or whether it's another condition, that just the fact that the cells aren't functioning properly. There's this thing called cell senescence, where cells are not working properly. They're like zombie cells. And so if you're unwell, you've got senescent cells in your body. And then you see how light here, this is a visual illustration showing that it's normalizing the cell. By penetrating the cell, it's creating a frequency. It's generating a frequency that is normalizing and sending the right message to make cells vibrate properly. And because it really comes down to vibration and frequency. And by shining that through the body, now cells are just operating normally. So it's not even that I'm not even making the claim that red light heals you. Red light causes your body to heal itself. It normalizes cells, and you see this visual illustration. So it's, light is reaching the mitochondria. It's absorbed by molecules like cytochrome-C oxidase and oxygen. And this absorption triggers a burst of reactive oxygen species that damages these big C cells. And it damages their mitochondria, the big C cells, mitochondria, and mitochondrial DNA, disrupting the energy production of these cells, or the senescent cells, shutting them down. Also disease mitochondria, that's called mitophagy, where it shuts down the diseased mitochondria. As a result, the big C cells become unstable and eventually undergo apoptosis or programmed cell death, while healthy cells remain largely unaffected. And here's the illustrations or the diagrams showing the mathematics of why it's 40 times more powerful than sunlight. You can actually run this yourself in ChatGPT to compare, and that's why you're replicating, but you're enhancing it. Because if we could just get this in nature, then just get it in nature. But the results do not compare, unfortunately. And this is an example here. If you see PEMF and this is from ChatGPT and grounding from the earth side by side in this device that we have here that you've got in your home, it's 150 millitesla, which is a clinical system, but at a consumer price. 150 millitesla versus 0.00005 millitesla. So massive difference in the magnetic field strength. Amplitude difference is 1,000,000 times stronger, up to natural weak static field, oscillating, pulsed oscillating wave types. The frequency range, these two columns need to be reversed. It's actually 1 to 30 in the device you have, and for the PEMF. But that's matching the cell's resonance and Schumann resonance, but the Earth's grounding is at 0 hertz. So there's a reason why these results are so profound. And
Just amplifying what God gave us. That's all it's doing.
is.
It's really all it's doing.
It is. And this is where I am saying that when God made mankind in his image, he made us so that we could take what he gave us and we could amplify it for our unique situation and in our unique time when we have so many toxins and so many chronic conditions. And I just find that to be very, moving and inspiring. This is a study here that shows with prostate big C, and PEMF is working on this. And some got only this. The combination of PEMF and this therapy microwave therapy was found to be more effective at stopping the big C cells from spreading and made them more likely to die off when used alone. Even when it was used alone, PEMF slowed the ability of the big C cells to move. And that's the study backing that here. Now let's see the same thing. Now that was PEMF. Now let's talk about then what we're finding with the red light, and this was on the Lancet Oncology, and it was with prostate big C, and it was with 413 participants. I'll show this screen here. Am I showing my whole screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. So this is it here. This was in Lancet Oncology, and it truly transformative. It was
Wow.
up to
Laser
9 out of 10
treatment, yeah.
patients got.
Dude, I remember when I was boxing, there was a guy that invented a massive red light machine.
Yeah.
The athletes would go use it, and he would do it. He would point the red light laser on your injuries, and you would feel relief. But this guy had a massive machine before any of this stuff came out.
Wow, yeah.
I wonder how his business is doing now. It's probably not too good because now everyone's just getting the red light panels. But I remember it was a huge machine, like huge. And you have to plug it in, get it started, and it was like it made all this noise. And then they would lay you down on the bed and point this laser and rub it on you they'd use this laser gun and point it on your injuries. And all the athletes would go to them, Olympic, everybody, and they'd have it would help tendonitis and things like that.
Wow.
So, wow, yeah, these devices weren't even around back then. I'm talking about 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Red light therapy was coined in 1967 under Dr. Endre Mester, and I've got connections with his son. He's a Hungarian physician. So yes, it was, and the Nobel Prize was won in 1903 for light therapy. It was ultraviolet light for lupus vulgaris, and that was a Nobel Prize won by Niels Reinberg-Finsen. So it was around. So he may have just been part of this wave where those physicians or those therapists knew about it. But yeah, so this was 41 hospitals across Europe, and 49% go into complete remission. And then during the follow-up, and by the way, the control group that didn't take the light therapy, 13.5% go into remission. So it's almost almost a 400% increase. And then during the follow-up, only 6% needed to have the prostate removed. But then in the other group, the control that didn't take the light therapy, 30% had to get it removed. And that's almost a 5 times increase.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yes. And so notice, I just shared one study on PEMF. I just showed one study on red light. So if you had that or another thing, would you do one or would you do both? And I'll show you the same thing now with breast. And here's PMF. When they're exposed to low frequency PMF, slowed their growth, triggered cell death, pushed them into a state called senescence. They stopped multiplying, don't die right away. Normal cells weren't just unaffected. They showed signs of improved health, increased growth. There's this study there showing that they not only displayed cell death, but also senescence. Normal fibroblasts were not affected by the possible harmful effects. There were no harmful effects. There's never been any proven harmful effects of PMF. Now have a look at the clinical study published on PubMed showing with LED red light on the anti-breast C cells or breast C cells, and this was using 660 nanometer light, and it dropped at 24 hours. It dropped both cell lines, triple negative and non-triple negative, by 40% in 24 hours.
Damn.
In this in vitro study. So two different therapies working in the same area. So now people are listening, going, "Well, I don't have that issue, so why would I do that?" And I'd say one, to prevent. And I just showed you one for breast, one for prostate, one's males, one's females typically. And this is actually giving you a clue into this illustration of the visual I showed with this cell. If it's a big C cell, or whether it's just another disease cell or a thyroid cell that's not producing thyroid hormones, it's all the same issue generally of cells.
Dude, red light grows back your hair on your head.
Yes.
Yes, it does. I don't know why you never talk about that.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
okay,
I mean, I've noticed even my hair is like even looking a lot better now. Like I'm like, damn.
Oh, yes, dude. Okay, ready?
Yeah,
look at this.
I'm loving my hair right now.
This
it's
is
like
a study.
it looks nice. I can like comb it, and it's nice.
Oh, dude. Oh, that's awesome, man. Thanks for telling me that. I didn't know.
I never really had a problem, but I mean, it's just thicker. You know what I mean?
Well, yes, exactly. Which means that in about 10 years, that would be a lot thinner.
Yeah.
And you might be half bald by then, right? So this
was
was
well, I'm using the red light, so let's.
No, you won't be. For sure, you won't be. Like I have zero worry about that. But I'm saying would have, right?
Right.
Because it's just cells what they need, man.
Yeah,
like
that's
it's
all
not,
it is.
God doesn't play
Jonathan, I
favorites.
don't want to rush this, but
No,
I know
I
you're
get
going
it.
to the hospital. Where do people get this device?
Yeah,
How do they
absolutely.
get it? Is there a payment plan?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And just to answer that last one there is that the red light and PMF, that was a combination study, 24-week trial, and it was even better when both of them were together for androgenic alopecia with hair growth.
Wow.
And
Alopecia, huh?
yes, exactly. So it's like it's kind of like it's autoimmune, right? So yes, awesome. So absolutely, the place to go is to myredlight.com, and we do have amazing specials right now. Again, we're coming into Black Friday, so activate that special right now while we have it available for a limited time, which is using the code NINO25 for individual products and NINO30 for bundle products. Like, so if you're getting like the MedBed, right, the PMF with the red light, use the code NINO30 and you'll activate that 30% off discount. And
I'll
so
put the link down there below, folks, too. Oh, yeah, so cool.
Yeah, exactly. And
that's
we
so cool. And that
Yes.
she's pretty. You've said this. She's at a distance there. You said actually.
Oh yeah, no. I'm just
optimal
trying
is like 6 inches. You said so. You kind of want to stand close to them, right? That's what
Oh yes, exactly. You definitely want to stay a lot closer
I
than
put
that.
my face right up to it.
Yes, sometimes the visual representations we have to kind of show the product, otherwise that you can't see the person, and then they kind of look. You see what I mean? The image will look problematic. That's an example of a $160,000 bed. That's just really just a combination. It's just a combination of the red and PMF.
Wait, hold on. That's the combination of the PMF and the red light.
Yeah,
which we do on our own.
Yes,
the ghetto way, the ghetto hack.
Yeah, the MedBed hack. It's way better.
The MedBed hack.
Our MedBed is better. Here's why. It's got more wavelengths of the red light. It's got the far infrared heat in the mat. The mat also has red and blue and green light. And you're able to use it at the intervals you need to. Whereas this, you go to a clinic, you can only get it certain times in the day. I'm saying use this before you go to bed, get a much better sleep. Use this when you wake up. Circadian rhythm is going to be better. You'll actually get clinically. I'm telling you, my projection is for sure. I believe you get a much better result. And then instead of paying $100 a session, do the math on that. Every day, you'd be up at like $50,000 for the year. Anyway, so it's like, and then even just doing it twice a week. you're still up for like, what, for, $10,000 for the year. It's like, insane numbers, and hence why, just getting this tool in your home, using it, getting the combination of the red and light and the PEMF, making that proverbial medbed. We've got all the packages there, and remember as well, like the specs, because people need to know what to look for. These are the things to look for, right? So it'd take me 10 seconds to do it. Well, 30 seconds. So the 150 millitesla is the magnetic field strength you're looking for with the PEMF, because that's what's showing this vascular endothelial growth factor, bone building proteins, collagen production. That's what works, and it's been proven to in clinical studies with human stem cells. And so therefore it's effective. The 1 to 30 hertz range is effective. And that was the study showing 6 months relief for knee pain. It was using the 1 to 30 hertz range. It has to be the right frequency range. Otherwise you're just missing what the body needs. And then the heat is using that 86 to 158 degrees. That's far infrared heat. So you're combining 3 therapies in one in the mat. And then the 180 milliwatts at the center of the irradiance with the red, blue, and green, and they all have different functions as well. So that's in that mat, and that's why that's so powerful. FDA Class 2 certified, all that kind of stuff matters. And then with the red light, you're talking about over 205 milliwatts per centimeter squared at 3 inches. You've got all 9 wavelengths, which is 480, 590, 630, 660, 670, 810, 830, 850, and 1060. And they're dual LEDs. They don't flicker, so no toxicity. And that's where the studies I've been showing you, they are on LEDs because they are higher power delivery of light. And that's why the thousands of studies that exist are on LEDs or lasers. Lasers are about 30 times more expensive, and they're not safe for at-home use by yourself. So LEDs wins in flying colors. 3-year warranty. It's designed to last a lifetime. And it's 50,000 rated lifespan hours, so you could use that for your whole family for a lifetime. And remember, it's just one device for the whole family, and your loved ones. And so, then if you use that combination there, that's what that looks like. And again, we'll have this new offer of the combination there at that 30% off discount using the code NINO30. We'll have that available for a limited time there for you guys, and all the other packages at myredlight.com, which have everything else. We've got massive savings there. You can activate the NINO30 code, and get that massive benefit of using these life-saving therapies in your home. And I'm really excited about getting these to people.
Thank you, Jonathan. I appreciate you. I got to run. I got a hard stop. Folks, get your red light therapy. Do the sandwich effect. It's the MedBed hack.
Jonathan, awesome. Thanks, Nino. And we appreciate you, man.
You got it, my man. Thank you.